Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Office Hours Live. Here we go. So Office Hours Live, the weekly live stream show directly into the Zenler Facebook community group. And if you are watching this live, that's exactly where you are. Or you may be watching on the replay on YouTube, which is where it's starting to go now. So it's great that you're here. We get people in every single day of the week coming into the Zenler Facebook community, into the Zenler platform, the app, finding out how it can be used for their business to create their courses and far and beyond doing that, or their communities even. So it's really good that you're here. Every week we run a session like this, an Office Hours Live. It's always normally on a different day of the week, and we try and just spread it out a little bit um, to be able to capture people live, just to go through a couple of things. Sometimes it's just me, sometimes we have team members on with me. This week it's just me, and what I'm going to be going through today, and it's going to be a quick Office Hours this week, is we're going to go through something that I can show you on the platform that you'll find useful. That's one of the things that I go through, and today I've got a corker for you. It's one of my favorite parts of the Zenler platform. And the other is an educational area, so somewhere where you can find something that's going to really help escalate your learning from using the Zenler platform. So let's get straight into this. Let's not hang about, and I'm going to go straight into showing you where you can find yet another resource to learn how to use Zenler more effectively. So let me share my screen, and we're going to head on over here. I'm going to turn my video off for a minute. Okay. So here we are. We're over on YouTube. So YouTube is great. It was the first one of the first social channels we really got behind and started to do stuff with, to be able to get people to learn more about using the Zenler platform. So youtube.com/@Zenler, that's where you'll find it. And what you'll see when you come here is you'll see some nice little goodies. Now, there's not a lot of featured playlists here. So you'll see this has changed from maybe when you came over here last. We've got the Christmas special Office Hours still up there. That will probably change very soon. That's well gone now. So we've got that. We've got our new feature releases by date of release. So this is a really, really good one. So we've obviously just we've been releasing a lot of stuff around communities recently. So you'll see on here will be added the ability to email out. So in a community, put a community out, put a post up, and you can tick a button and say email this out. And you can do that every 48 hours in any of your communities. So that's a new feature. So that will come on there real soon. But all of the other feature releases, the bulk coupons is there. There's an extended one there regarding communities. So two on communities, because that was the new thing. Then we did the new branding, of course. Couple of posts on the new branding. Then we've got analytics matrices, surveys, abandoned carting. So they're all there, and you can find those as you go through, and they're in date order on here. We've got some testimonials, which is great, and we've got the vlog, which is great, which is just talking through the blog posts that have been created by some of the team. And then, of course, we've got our shorts down here. Now, you may think, well, that's not a huge amount of information there. What's going on? So what we can do, and this is the great thing about YouTube, is we can click onto videos. And here you can see, oh, wow, look at this. There's a whole heap of different videos here now. So the new community demo, new community preview, all-in-one course platform, mega Black Friday offer from Zenler. There's overcome camera anxiety. There's unlock your course creator potential. So there's all sorts of different videos in here that you can go and you can scroll through them this way if you wish. Now, if that fills you with dread, which it may well do, because you're sitting there thinking, well, you know what, I want to find something specific, we can use this, because YouTube is great for searching for stuff. So if I want to look for something on, let's say, marketing, that's going to search the Zenler channel for marketing videos. Marketing funnels made easy with Zenler 1 year ago. Pretty up to date. Marketing funnels. Create your first funnel 1 year ago. That's how you can create your first funnel. The automations tab. Creating your first video series funnel. Previewing the marketing funnel. Creating your first lead funnel, lead magnet. Effective marketing strategies revealed. So there's a whole heap of marketing. Well, you can see all of them. There's a lot there. Some of them are like this, which are just little reels, probably not very useful for you. Um, but then you'll find other videos in here that are longer, that are going to really go into some depth regarding the marketing that you're looking for. So have a little play around with it. There's lots of videos on here that don't go anywhere else. And that's one of the great things about YouTube is it gives us a place where we can put our videos where you can find them quite easily. We do put them in the Facebook group, but then they tend to sort of get a little bit lost in there over time. Even though we put them in the featured area, some of them we keep in there and some of them we take out because otherwise it gets too cluttered and we want to keep it really up to date, that area. So they end up in the feed and lost down the feed a little bit. So just bear that in mind that that's the sort of place where YouTube is the place where you need to be. So youtube.com/Zenler. Go off and subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. You can see we've got quite a lot of subscribers here. It'd be good to get up to 4.5k if we can this month. I'm going to champion this for February. So January we looked at Instagram, we gave that a big push, lots of new subscribers. This month we're going to be focusing on YouTube and getting more of you over onto YouTube to subscribe there, to really get support in what's going on over there and to get that crucial information that you're looking for to really escalate your understanding and implementation of using the Zenler platform. So that's YouTube. So if you've not yet been over there, what's stopping you? Go and have a look. It's a really great place to be. Okay, let me check my messages, see if anybody's live with me. I've got someone live. There's a few people that are live, so good to see you here. That's great. If you've got any questions, you can pop them in, and if I do get an opportunity to come back to them, then most certainly that's what we will do. Okay, so that's your education bit. That's where you can find out a bit more information about how to use the Zenler platform, you know, and ideas around that. So that's our YouTube channel. As I say, go and subscribe to it if you've not yet done so. It's a really awesome place to be. So let's look at the platform now. So part two of this, let's look at an element within the Zenler app itself. Now, there's a lot of things we can do with the Zenler app, and lots of people come to Zenler because they're course creators and they want to create courses. But of course, we need to learn and understand how we can market ourselves to get people into a list or into a funnel or into something or a community to then be able to show them the opportunity of the courses that you provide. Because you can't just build a course, launch a course and go, hey, where's all my customers? Well, because you won't find any. You have to put a bit of work into promoting, building awareness about it, you know, building those relationships up online to try and get people to know you exist in the first place. And then, of course, get them into your areas. And your areas could be like a YouTube channel, as an example, Facebook group, which is where you are watching this live, or it could be in your Zenler community area, or it could be watching and reading your blog posts, maybe on an email newsletter and getting people in that way. And any and all of those ways are good, providing you do them consistently with great content and with a really good structured plan behind how you're going to approach that and really deliver some amazing value in there. But today I want to focus on one of my favorite parts of Zenler, and I'll explain to you why it's my favorite part. So let me turn my camera off. Here we are. So we're in site. I'm going to go to blog. Now, for those of you that know me, know blogging is one of my favorite things. I've used it in my previous businesses and earned a lot of money via the blog posts that we wrote, how we optimized them, how we created them, crafted them. And I've been involved in blogging for business for a very, very long time, since it really became a thing way back when. way before even WordPress existed as a content management system. There you go. And it did exist then. So blogging for me is a really exceptional way of being able to communicate with your potential audience, for you to understand a bit more about yourself and the way that you want to operate your business, what you're doing in your business, and just working through those things. It's often been described as blogging is like therapy, um, without the therapy. Because you write as you write and you write and you put stuff together, and you don't just rely on AI to do this. That's really, um, it's not a great way to do this. Of course, AI now has its place in life, but should it purely be relied upon to write blog content? No, I don't think so. Um, it doesn't work, and at some point in the future, mark my words, it's not going to really support your efforts in what you're trying to achieve. So writing blog content is always a great idea, and you know, using AI to bounce ideas, to come up with strategies to help you with topics and things like that. It's great, you know, because it just helps you get past some of the writer's block and all of that. But within Zenler, of course, can have a blog. So a blog is the area that holds and houses the blog posts. Often that's misunderstood. People go, "I'm going to do a blog." No, you're going to do a blog post, or you're going to write a whole area where your blog posts live. No. So the blog is the area. So it's like the home page, the blog, right? It's like an area, and the blog posts go within that area. So blog posts are really great. We can optimize them. We can write creative content. We can create pillar posts. We can create all sorts of things around content that really start to attracting our audience. We can make sure that they're optimized correctly, or naturally, conversationally, so that they get involved in the search engines, into the results in the search engines. But most importantly, we remember that they're written for the human being that's actually going to read them. Because people go to search, Google, Yahoo, Bing. Google's not the only search engine, there's others out there. Yahoo, Bing, whatever, whichever one. They type in, normally, I need this. How do I do this? What can I do with that? How do I overcome this? They're looking for something when they go into a search engine. Right, that's common. We know that. Unlike social media, where they're just often just browsing, not really looking for anything, they're just mucking about. But search engines, the intent is different. People go there because they're normally looking for something. They have a purpose to be there. So we hope that we write our content and our content gets picked up in the search engines. We write it well and we understand subject matter, we understand their audience and their requirements, and how we serve them, how we help them, how our courses may help them overcome a problem. We naturally put in often the language that's needed to tie up with their search intent with our content. And over time, by the consistency of putting content out, we'll get ranked more and more and more and more. Now, Zenler does have a blogging area, so it allows you to create a blog and put blog posts up, which is amazing because, you know, this is for me a really fantastic way. Even now, people say, does it still work? Yes, it still works. To be able to get really great content out in front of people. So we have the ability as a pro or premium user to put a blog up and put blog posts within that blog. So what does all this look like? So the first thing is that we go over, we create our blog, and we can look at the settings within our blog. So what's our blog called? What's our description of the blog called? We then get a blog homepage and a blog post page, and we can edit those. So we can add in different elements. So if we just look at what that looks like. So this is the blog homepage. Remember, this is my test site. So we can add in a nice header. You know, this is our blog, blah, blah, blah. We can change all this. We can add pictures in, you know, and then we put in our dynamic blog block. So that will pull in a feed of the blog posts that we've got there based on how we want them to look and all of that. So it's a really easy and nice way to go off and set up your blogging area. And then, of course, we have our blog posts. And this is like the template for our blog posts where we create our blog posts and put our content in it, drop our content in here. I've kept it really simple on here because you can get overly involved in coding and this and that, and it becomes a bit tiresome. And one of the things that is really for me a real attraction to using the Zenler platform is the simplicity of not having to learn all of that stuff. We can come in, we can just go, right, I just want this in here. It works really well. I don't need to code. I can really focus on my content and it will deliver what it needs to deliver. So this is the blog post. So the blog post content we're going there. Again, another dynamic block that you put in there. So they're really easy to set up. And we can enable the blog. We make sure that's on. Show post updated date. You can or you can't. It's completely up to you. And then we have our SEO settings here. So our page title, our description, our keywords, our meta keywords. So to understand what our overall blog is about. So this, remember your keywords here will be multiples of what it is that you're about, not just the one thing. And then our social media image. So let me just add that in. Let's pick one out of here. I'll just put that one in for there. Yeah, that one looks all right. So let's just select that. So when our blog is shared, so education.newzealand.com/blog, that would be the URL, which is here. So that would be the blog homepage. When that's shared, that's what it will look like when it comes up in the social media preview. So just update that. So there we go. So that's setting you. That's really easy, right? I mean, it's easy peasy. It's really not difficult whatsoever. So if we go into here, so I'm going to just edit this one because it's just easier to show you. When we do create a blog post, there's certain things that we need to do. So we're going to put in post title. Obviously, we need that. We need a post description. That's always quite good. We've got the URL for what that will be. So it'll be blah, 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 /blog / whatever. And then we can copy that if we want. You can put the author in there. We can create or select a category. So I've got no categories here. So what's this about? 5 ways to stop your dog barking. Let's put barking dog as a category. I'm just going to add it. Then we put our content in here. Now, this is really, really easy. This isn't a proper blog post. This was just put in here just to demonstrate how easy it is to put one together. You do have some formatting going on, header ones, header twos. Don't get tied up with the whole, I've got to have 3 header ones and 4 header twos and this and that. Right, the people that get focused too much on that, forgetting the core principle of blogging for your business and for the search engines, which is the quality of the content is the key to your success there. You can do all of these other things, which are really helpful, submit it via Google search, and all of these things, and they're really helpful. But if your content is lacking, the search engines know it's lacking. So if you say in the post title and description, this is what this blog post is about, and you put in your category and you put in your content and all of that stuff, and then we'll get to the settings in a minute, and you add in your tags and then it's like a 10 line blog post, which is just nonsense. It's really not going to be very happy with you. So it's not going to show it to anybody. By the same token, if you decide to go overboard and go, right, ChatGPT, write me a 50 million word post on this and that and da 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 and all of that, again, it's going to say it's way too much information because you can't write that length of blog post and keep it on point, right? It's difficult to write a 10,000 word blog post. You've got to be really quite skilled at it. And yes, I've written them, and yes, I've got them into the first place to search for what they were for, but they take a while, a long while, to one, understand and perfect it and know the structure behind it, but also to get it out there and get it found. But most people will just use an AI tool and go, write me this and do and all of that, and it will just spurt a load of nonsense and it will hurt your reputation, right? So make sure your content focus is there first. So it's really easy just to add it in. It's really easy to come into Zenler, format it, bold it, italic. Remember, italics are really useful. You should know why if you've done your research on very basic SEO techniques. We can put images in, we can put a table in, we can link, so we can do highlight, we can link, insert link or unlink. We can do a text color change. Um, we can align stuff. And we can also go over here. If you wanted to embed a video or something like that, you could get the video embed code or anything else you wanted to embed and just stick it in there. And that's as far as getting involved in the code as I would suggest that you need to do. Um, you know, if you've got forms or whatever, you can add those in a similar way. So there's ways and ways of doing these types of things. And then we can add our image over here. So if I remove that one, it will tell you what size it is, 1200 by 675. And then we can just add that. Now, if we go over to the settings for this, and this is a really lovely part of the Zenler blogging area. Now, we can show the featured image on our post page. We really want to do that because we want to make it look great. Now, post visibility. How do we want this to look? Right, how do we want people to be able to find this content? So anyone can view it. That means we can share it online, we can share it in social media groups. Anybody in the world with that link can view it. That's fine. That's normal marketing type content. Only logged in users on your site can see it. So if you're creating a site and you have content, blog posts or blog content that you only want people logged into your site or registered in your site to be able to view, then we can tap on that one. It will not show anywhere else, and only those people once they're logged into the system can see that area. Or we can add in with enrolled courses. So if you've got something that like they've gone into how to bathe your psychotic cat, then we can add it so people only in that course can read that post. So we can use it as a bonus, an extra, a supporting piece of content to go with our courses, because we may not want to add that into our course. We may want to keep it separate. So just think about those three different types of ways of sharing that content. And they're all very specifically useful to you as a course creator and a business owner on how you want to actually use this area. And then, of course, we have our SEO settings for our blog post. So we have our title, we have our page description, we have our meta keywords again, and then again, we have our social media image. You can add code in here if you wish. I will leave that to you to decide. But this is as much as you're going to need to be able to optimize this, to be able to do what you want to do. So it's really a simple way to start putting your content in, to create your content, and to start getting either found via creating really good blog posts and getting them out there publicly, or to support a community of only logged in users. And these could be people that are logged into your community and you create posts just for them, or that are enrolled in courses. And if you've enrolled people via a course into a community, then of course they'll be able to see the blog posts that are attributed only into that particular course. So there's some fantastic ways of using this. Now, what I would say to you is a word of advice on this, having written thousands of blog posts all by hand over the years, and got lots featured and found. The consistency and the quality are the two key things to making blogging work for your business. It's that simple. Now, the consistency, if you want to write a post a week, that's probably okay. If you do it for 2 years, you'll start to get found quite well. If you did a couple a week, 2 or 3 a week, it would work better for you. But you need to keep the consistency flowing. And within 3 or 4 months, if you did 2 or 3 a week, you'd start to see there's a massive uptake in traffic, and that you'll start to be getting more people coming into the stuff where you're directing them via your blog posts. So, but there and the quality of the content is really, really important as well. So set yourself out a plan. We did the 5-day blogging boot camp year before last. The principle of that still stands. So if you've not yet been through it, then go over to the tutorial.zenler.com site and go and have a look there. And you will be able to see exactly what that is. Tracy Woods. Hi Tracy. You like the Zenler YouTube channel? That's awesome. I don't blog, and it's one of those things I think I have done blogs. I think I should have done, right. Okay. Not consistent and no understand. This would help. Must make time to blog. Okay, and why are italics so important? So italics are important because it's the way. There's twofold reason behind this. Firstly, it's the way human beings read. So if everything looks the same, human beings will skim read, and italic will stop the. It's called what we call pattern interrupts. So it will stop people skimming through, and their eyes will naturally draw towards it. It's also a social an SEO highlighter for robots that scroll through and crawl through. They would again recognize that as something important. So you can't overuse italics within any piece of content, but that's naturally the way that it works. Now, most very, very basic SEO people will understand this and will have taught you this. It's a fundamental, it's like typing your own name. So you should know that's how you do it. If in a 500-word blog post you put italics in twice, that will be more than enough. Don't do it any more than that. Otherwise, you end up overdoing it and it looks ridiculous. So, and it's only on important stuff. You're not consistent, and I'm not understanding. This would help. I must make time to blog. Um, Best way to do it, Tracy, is to batch blog. So just sit down and go, right, I'm going to write 4 posts at the beginning of the month, sit down, write them, put them into a draft somewhere, Word document, whatever, read them onto an app, get it to be transcribed over in AI. That's a useful way of doing that. So you read it, it's like a blog posts, really good ones are like conversational. So look at trying to do something like that, and then you can get it transcribed over by AI. Then you can go through, edit, and then update, and then move it over, and it'll, AI has made life so much easier. But what you can't do is let AI write it all for you, because it will just be a whole heap of nonsense. Um, and yeah, lots of people don't fully understand or even really have the basics of understanding of how AI can be used to enhance blog post creation. And it's quite a technical subject behind it, but it's not easy. And what they're doing is they're going in and just going, here's the topic, go and write this on me, and they're copying, pasting, moving it over, going, now do, or they're combining 2 or 3 prompted results together and and all of that, and it's not going to work out too well for them going forward. So there you go. But yeah, writing your content naturally, doing voice or even a video, and then do a video as what you would write in a blog post. Get that moved over into a transcription of some description, either via AI or another tool. If you don't want to sit there typing, not everybody likes doing it. I don't like sitting there and typing. I do it via voice note, and then I get it just transcribed. Sarah, my partner, she'll do it by sitting there typing. She can do that really quickly. So whatever way works for you, the important thing is that you're doing it and it's natural and it's conversational and it's useful and it's focused and it's information that will benefit the person. The person that's reading it has got to walk away being having a benefit of reading that post, or not walk away going, well, that's a waste of time. They need to have got a benefit from reading it. So just think how that will look for you. Okay. Yes, voice notes, batch blog sounds good. Cool. Okay, right. Let's start to wrap up. So we're in the first week of February. February's a short month. We've just finished the community workshop event that was happening with ManMe in January. So I think the last Q&A session was done on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. So now we're moving into February, and what's going to be the workshop for February? Well, the workshop for February, and I'm working on it at the moment, it's going to be out tomorrow, and then it'll be the last 2 weeks of February. we're going to be looking at doing a tour of Zenler. So I'm trying to get the team involved. We're going to have different slots doing different things, and we're going to go through in some detail with examples different areas of the Zenler platform and guide people around it. So, and that's going to be what the workshop's going to be for February. So look out for that. It's going to be really exciting. Of course, we've got we meet with a live support desk on a Thursday. So if you need help and support, something's not working, you want some feedback or anything like that, jump on there with her. She'll be able to help you out. And we have the demo and the onboarding calls with Ariel. And they happen on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So if you've not yet booked in the appropriate one for you, so if you've joined us on one of the offers that have happened recently, you've upgraded and you want a onboarding call, then please do so, and Ariel will be very pleased to go through with you what the new features are that you have unlocked on your Pro and Premium account. Or if you're brand new to Zenler, you're watching this and you're going, what on earth is this chap talking about? Which happens frequently, then you might want to go on to one of the demo calls, and they're all one-to-one calls, and we'll, with pleasure, show you around in a 25-minute call exactly the different parts of Zenler that will help you really grow your course creation business. So they're all available free of charge. So just get booking onto those. Of course, the new tutorial site is having a reskin. Hopefully, I was hoping to get David to come on to have a look, but he's got his head down getting on with that. So go and have a look if you've not yet done so. It looks a bit different. I'm not sure it's completed yet, so don't panic if there's bits there that you're thinking, oh, where's this, where's that? It's going to come in. It hasn't affected the inside of the tutorial site. It's only the outside. Once you're logged in, you'll see all the usual stuff. So that's cool. So look out for that. Of course, this is all part of the new branding and the updates that are happening going on with Zenler and its new branding. So there we go. Okay. I think we're almost done. I'm going to sign off for this week. It's been an absolute pleasure, Tracy. It's been great to have you on with your observations, as always. I'll catch you up on the next office hours live, if not before. Really need to get in and do some more lives into the group, going through some of the Q&As that come in and doing some more demonstrations. So I'm probably going to pop up over the next week or so doing those. So look out for them. And I will catch you somewhere live on the circuit of Zenler, or indeed back next week for Office Hours Live. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy using Zenler, and I'll see you somewhere very, very soon. See you later, everybody.